Hello, anybody, somebody, nobody, whoever you never see. This is Siegfried Alexander Faust, the Whiff. Come back to you with some more Warhammer 40k. I'm still up, it's kind of late, so I'm probably going to take some medicine, walk my dog in a bit, and then turn on the AC and try to pass out. I thought I'd make a video. Good lord. Something interesting, so I decided to cover my top 10 craziest 40k moments I've had. And while I do this, I'm just gonna, no particular order, probably just Imperium, Chaos, and Xenos. Just go through some old 9th edition armies. So, first on my list, number one. When I was in the game, one of the armies I checked out originally was Hiveguard Tyranids. And pre-Codex 9th Hiveguard were just not fun. Um, there's an older video of the streamer Ricky. He says how they just are not fun, and I completely agree. Even for the person playing them, it's funny, like a mad, powerful, I don't know, anime protagonist, just or villain at that point, just lusting over their own power and ego. Um, their chat energy, I guess, but it's false, it's fake, because like your opponent, depending on what army they have, there's ways, and not counting dice, there's ways that they could just mitigate this and um, attempt to get rid of your hive guard or get through their spam shooting. Boy, if they do, then they win. So it's kind of like do I draw Exodia? No, GG. And so, oh, did you survive my onslaught? Oh, okay, well you win, GG. So it's either you win instantly or you don't. And so the hive guard thing, what it was, right? Because I keep talking about it, was you could just shoot a bunch of models like twice and not suffer any penalties for indirect back then, and just shoot through terrain, massive range, good AP and damage output, and just that's it. Like, imagine Tau shooting, but even better, ninth edition, not 10th edition Tau shooting, ninth edition Tau shooting, and they could spam indirect, and there's no penalty for indirect. And all their indirect weapons, based on what I know for the SMS, Smart Missile Systems, just imagine they all get +1 damage. +1 AP, +1 damage. So it's just, the Hive Guard were just too much of a problem, and I just thought that was crazy. And I stopped even using them, because I ran them. And, yeah, it was just like, I don't even feel fun for doing this. This is just dumb. And if my opponent does counter me, I just don't even feel like it's a good counter. Like, it's just, they were smart and they did some good plays, or they got some lucky charges off, but like, it's just too much of a coin flip. I don't think a coin flip is this fun. Not counting like orc shooting. That's I don't know. I don't want to put that in the same category. But that's my first one. Hiveguard, just experiencing Hiveguard, and I am well aware. I didn't get to experience it. Initial release, kind of, or at least 5th edition Grey Knights, 6th edition Grey Knights. Was it mid 8th edition Iron Hands, I believe. Initial release Inari. I'm well aware of how insane they were. I just didn't get to experience it firsthand. I did get experience firsthand was initial release Harlequins, or not initial release Harlequins, but Harlequins in 9th edition Codex, initial Codex drop. Oh my god, I even played that. Now that was what Hiveguard wished they could be, because it just -1 to hit, no rerolls. Oh my god, and you could just travel to Narnia instantly, and you have all these bonuses. Oh my god, it was so broken. It was so disgusting. And yeah, so that was insane playing that. And then my buddies were like, "Nope, I'm not playing that." I'm like, I don't even blame you. It's not like the Hiveguard thing was just like not fun because it was just ridiculous, but this was just like funny because it was just, it went even more past the line. It went so far past the line. At that point, I just couldn't stop laughing. Um, and so I stopped playing it as well. But also, just nobody wanted to play. Hell, if I saw people playing it and I was just trying not to play that army, I wouldn't even play those people. Fuck them. I ain't dealing with it. Shit needed a nerf. So yeah, that was funny. Almost done here with Imperium. Pre-Codex Custodians for number 3. under 2,000 point games. So when I was learning the game, I was told, oh, you should start with 500 and go to 1,000, and then go from combat patrol to incursion to strike force. And I still kind of promote that, even though like it's no longer a thing really now. I understand boarding actions and all that, but yeah, I pre Codex launch custodian jet bike captain Donnie and the Jets, Donnie on a jet bike, Don Eagle captain. If you souped him up with, oh god, do I? And he's is Billy here? Shield captain Donnie jet bike. So no, he has tip of the spear. I think my blade champion has it. Yeah, so he has Victor the Blood Games to get him the Esk stuff. But Radiant Mantle and Superior Creation. So this gives him a Feel No Pain and some other bonuses. Like and like a 3-up invul or some shit. Like you can just bring that fucker in and like one troop of like guard and like or just two or whatever, you're gonna win. Like they're just to hold an objective. This dude will kill everything. And he just wouldn't be able to die because the thing is a snowballing Alpha Strike game to a degree, and it was just on combat patrol and incursion. The map's even smaller, so you're gonna fight like round one. It's gonna be surprising if you're not, and you should be able to win. So it's just anyone who wasn't ready for that, or just it's like, can you kill Morty? It's like, can you kill like Morty, but you have 1,000 points or 500 points to do it. Like, what do you do? What do you do against that thing? And so that was very funny. I even had it happen to me a few times, and it was just a blast. Let me switch over to showing off my chaos for 9th edition. I'm a little sad because these are gonna go away now. All of these, it's Xenos. Because 10th edition is coming along. I've been working on my 10th edition armies, but I still waiting for the next FAQ to drop, and then even then, I don't really want to manually. I can't be bothered, to be honest, to manually type in all the data, because it's still, if you can't numpad 1 it, all the data sheets information is going to be missing. So I don't know if there's a plan to support the TTS community or what the TTS's community is to get that figured out, because it looks like Battlescribe BTS isn't going to be following up for 10th edition. I'd be happy to be wrong, but that's just what I'm currently aware of. Yeah. When I left off for 9th, I think Guard and Iron Hands were kind of broken. Yeah. Yeah, because of Leontis, that's right, because you do the Kazarkin bomb. These armies are all like the same. I even mentioned that. I think in this card, I'm like, yes, I'm well aware that these are all like exactly the same, just because it's like one of the best ways to run them for 9th, and it's very boring. Number 4, watching my Harlequins get destroyed by Dark Angels. So, one of the buddies I play with, he just like rarely plays. I just talked to him recently. He ran Deathwing Dark Angels, and I was running Harlequins. I went across the board, round 1 with all my Skyweavers, and I am able to charge him with everyone. Round fucking 1, I make all my charges. I think based on the amount of points it was with my Skyweavers, and then he like had one big vehicle do some range shooting, which is really random. I actually lost in round 1, and more so in my fight phase, over half my army on like my turn in like one phase, because all the Skyweavers had 3 wounds, and they just had Mace's of Redemptions on his knights, just bonked them all to death. And I was just like, ugh. I don't think I've ever had that happen that I'm aware of, and I don't know if that'll ever happen again, where I lost most of my army on my turn, on the first turn in my fight phase. And I'm like, well, I don't want to be that guy, but the game's over. I don't remember if we kept playing, if I even have that game recorded. I hope I do. But yeah, that's just that was such an insane beatdown. I've never had my ass whooped that bad. Like, one of the things I'm going to mention on this list is another ass whooping, but like not as bad as that one. That's the most legendary. Let's see. Watching my I always want to say it's a Castellan, but it's the bigger Custodian Dreadnought, the big guy, big fucker, the biggest one. So, same dude. He mainly plays Death Guard Iron Hands. He had not. He had Death Shroud Terminators. He had 5 Death Shroud Terminators charge my knight. Not my knight. God damn it. I was about to say Castellan. My Custodian Guard Terminator. Dude, giant one. Terminator. Dreadnought. Bleh. Anyway, I survive like all of his melee. I think I get enough damage to almost get bracketed, but I don't even get bracketed. I go to slap back. I hit with everything. I get the extra attacks because I believe you get extra attacks with that too. With this melee weapon, I could be wrong, but it's just I hit with everything. I wound with everything. He fails every save. Oh my god, the weapon's damage is flat 4. They reduce it to 3, it's still enough. I pop every Terminator in his fight phase of Death Shroud Terminators. Death Guard Terminators in his fight phase get 50 bopped. Oh my god. And ever since then, I'm like, you have to bring the melee Cestus on that dude. Because otherwise he just has a slap for 1 damage, no AP. That's stupid. You need to bring this weapon. I'm not. It's like I refuse to argue it. If you argue this, you're wrong. Your opinion's invalidated. You go jump off a bridge. Do humanity a favor. Like that weapon is just so bonkers. Immediate respect forevermore. God. So we had a 2v2 game. I think we've only ever finished one 2v2 game. Like went out in my like main 40k clique that's kind of like falling apart. We haven't fished any others. I've been in a couple 2v2s, like probably a dozen, but I just don't like them because they take longer, and there's some minor rule disputes that can go either way, and I don't know. And if one person gets like picked off first, it's kind of like a feels bad moment, and they might rage quit. And if it's the game lobby owner, then it's like, well, I've even had one person, yeah, they just like quit, and they just closed on everyone, and then the rest of us wanted to keep playing, so that was like fucked up. So it's like just kind of awkward. Boy, I had a knight, and my opponent was one of my better buddies, Soul, and he had sisters, and at the end of my turn, I couldn't kill all this Adeptus Sororitas. Oh wait, no, in his fight phase. Yeah, in his fight phase, he charged them in to do damage to my knight, and they did more damage than I'd like. Cringe. But even worse, they didn't all die. Oh god, I love this demon one. So, I was locked in the melee because of one sister Repentia just staring down my knight at its feet. So on my turn, I'd have to shoot at her. And I was just so mad. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is just the last one. The Chaos Knights right here. I got 4 more in my top 10. Oh man. Some of these are great memories because they're just so insane. Some of them are not as happy, which is I'm going to mention in a bit, but like, man, winning and losing, just the craziest shit that happens. Insane. Like, it's not on here, unofficial one, while I wait for this to load. I've had a moment where it's like my Necrons, I get like them all back in 9th edition. Another one where it's like, I just couldn't revive a single Necron. They didn't want to come back. And I'm like, y'all suck. I'm like, fuck you. I hope I lose. Worst zombie robots ever, NA. No! Oh, TTS just hard crashed. Oh no, we're relaunching, bitch. You're done when I say we're done. Get back in the fight. I know you can load this, computer, because I built this while I was using you. You've loaded this before. Nothing has changed. There we go. So, uh, being new and thinking drones end all combat. So it was like getting. I have this kind of goes with another one, unfortunately, but I'm gonna split it up because it's just so funny. Some dude, he's like, oh yeah, because drones, it like the combat ends, and like the wording on it, I just didn't know. So he's like, yeah, all combat ends, the phase is over. I'm like, oh bro, that's pretty strong. He's like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's like a single shield drone, and as soon as it dies, your opponent's shooting phase or fight phase ends. And I'm like, man, you got so many shield drones, I don't even think it's possible. He's like, yeah, I'm basically gonna win. Dude, I legitimately believe he wasn't trolling me. He just didn't know how to play either. I'm gonna hope that. If not, it was like the funniest way to get trolled. I've been trolled like that before in like Magic the Gathering, and it was funny as fuck. I still laugh at it with some buddies, who were the ones who fucked with me. It was because it's just so funny. Um, but yeah, like, oh bro, you killed my drone. That makes my trap card. It's my turn now. Oh whoa, that's pretty good. Yeah, it is. Like, what? I just believed it. Which is gonna go into the next thing. Not calling out my opponent's list, attitudes, or weird shit. If something's wrong, be polite about it, but ask him. And then feel free to do go backs. Because I have one person who, would just. Well, a couple people. More so, I remember this one game against Harlequins where this guy, he says, "Oh yeah, casual game." All of his stuff, it's kind of neat like mine, but even better. And it has like mounts and stuff, and then he has, like names. He has auras pre-done, special cards. And I'm like, okay, this is casual. He's like, yeah, casual. I'm like, all right, whatever. And then he's being super exact and everything. And I was just like, I just kept mentioning, like, bro, you don't want to be casual. And then he's like, do you have a strat that can do fall back and shoot? I forget, I was playing Sisters. I did, but I didn't remember. And I'm like, hey, I do have this. We can go back and do some stuff. You want to change things? He's like, no, everything's ruined. It's all gone. I'm like, bro, there's no money on the line here. I'm saying you can literally go back, or I won't even use it. I won't even use it this round because I legitimately didn't think I had it. It's fine. We'll play as. It's like, no, I don't even want to play if you don't know the army. I'm like, bro, and then he immediately reposts as competitive. I'm like, yeah, know your place, dude. If you're gonna have that mindset, because for me, if you mimic, let's say, what's Karl Maxon or whatever, I apologize, but the chess like grandmaster everyone talks about, if you know mimic the exact movements of somebody, if you build the best Yu-Gi-Oh deck, best Magic the Gathering deck, if you don't have the skill set, if you don't have the ideas of how to play and stuff, that's still gonna be lacking. If you build a hyper efficient list, just meta tournament list, but you still have a good attitude, there. If you build that list and you don't know what you're doing, you probably make mistakes. So, like, I don't know, just I've had an opponent bring like 2,500 points, and they're like, yeah, my list is pretty good, I haven't lost yet, and then later on I recreated them. It's like, well, oh yeah, motherfucker, that's why you didn't lose. And I just didn't know the guy. I just was very curious. So I rebuilt his list from the save footage, and his list was like 2,480 points out of a 2,000 point game. I'm like, yeah, you're bringing like a quarter extra of an army. Like, imagine if I just like, I don't even know. Like, just throw in a Nightbringer, and something else for free. Like, the fuck, like, it's insane. And so. Yeah, just a free like knight. Oh yeah, so that was crazy to deal with. Just being new and not thinking to call people out on their stuff, or asking questions. So what do I have here for number 9? The real is. All right, no, I'm gonna skip to 10 and come back to 9. Number 10, and then so now, which is now number 9. Being humbled on my first few games, aka getting wrecked. So, Necrons. Ironically, this list is similar to the 10th edition. Well, kind of similar. These are gone. So my very first 2K game, I ran a knight, and my opponent had an anti-knight list. So I was Chaos Knights, because I think they're cool looking, and he had Imperial Knights with a focus on anti-knight. he got first turn, volcano lanced my stuff, and we were doing a 2v2 too, and it's like I lost 2/3 of my army before the first my like our turn, so before turn 2 of round 1. And so we're like, hey, the game's kind of over, like, and so that was kind of a feel bad. But the thing is I was still happy to play, just to go there, have the experience on TTS, like spend the time with people, and be like, you know what? Did I do anything wrong? No. Okay, cool. Like just getting better and better over time, and just getting humbled, learning my silly mistakes, not calling people out, how to build better lists, do cooler things, and I was like, over time that became more and more awesome, and I was very happy about this. Now Star Wars Legions, yes, the Wookiees and the Humies, more Wookiees, but the clones, the robots, and the Empire. Funny thing with this, these dudes, they don't run because Vader is so scary. You skip your morale phase. They refuse to run because they're more afraid of Vader than morale phase. So number 9, which is now the number 10. The realization of time commitment to get better at this game, and time that I've like sunk into it. So I've played a few other things on Tabletop Simulator. However, this is by far my most played game. This is just so insane. I'm pulling up on Steam right now. So before this, on PC, I think my number 1 played game was Civ 5 at about 223 hours, which I played when I was in the military. My other couple games are Stellaris, which I started after I started Tabletop Simulator. I bought Stellaris, and I've had a lot of fun playing that. And then Bloons TD Battles, which was linked to my phone account, which as soon as I got out of the military, I was playing that on my phone a lot because I didn't have a lot of stuff set up, and I thought it was pretty fun. And so that only jumped up because I played so much on mobile. And I think I even played that when I was still deployed, actually. However, Civ Myers, my number 5 is Ark on PC for 100 hours. And I have other games, but this is just on Steam. Civ 5, 223 hours. Bloons TD Battles, 283 hours. Stellaris, 316 hours. And like primarily my Twitch channel was originally DVD content, Dead by Daylight, and I have like 1,000, 2,000, easily thousands of hours on that. I've played very little anything else on Tabletop Simulator. I'd argue that 95% of everything on TTS, at least 90%, 90-95% is 40k. And my TTS time is 1,729 hours. And that is about over the course now of a year and a half, if memory serves. Year and a half to... Yeah, a year and a half now. I think, yeah. So, wow, that's crazy. I feel like it's been longer. And so, I've just loved the fuck out of this game. I think it's been so fun to play. Boy, to get where I am, which I still have so much more room for improvement. I watched Art of War videos, Auspex, the metadata that I don't want to grind to get for myself. I compare stuff. I do a lot of dice roll simulations. I won't even play with people because it just takes so much time to make all these goddamn fucking armies and learn every single fucking faction so I can get an idea of how to play them and how to play against them. That I'll also do this. And this is what I've been doing for 10th edition too. I'll be like, okay, well, Knights are really good right now because what they translate to is T10 with the melt to change going from a 3-up to wound to a 5-up to wound. So it's a massive percentage difference. And so I'll just take a bunch of dice and I'll just roll them. I'll be like, okay, and I'll just do this a couple times. What I'll do is like, I'll do this. So I'll just do this like 3 times and I'll get the sample data for each time. And then I'll be like, okay, well, let's just throw it in there and then let's actually make it super even and get the most average roll, and just so I can get the average damage. And you could do this all through Excel, but like it goes so fast here, then I'm just not going to be bothered to put that in. And try to get the damage output on average from the weapons for different matchups. and I'll have fun doing this, and it helps me get a better idea of how I should curve my lists. Um, I might even argue that probably on my channel, maybe half my games are losses or somewhere around that. It's not even a massive amount. I will have a lot of losing experience and winning experience from just playing TTS. Like, for me to play every army how I've built them, it's at least 9th edition, that costs tens of thousands of dollars IRL, and they'd need to be painted and stuff, and they might get micro changes, and I would have had to make tons of changes over time as well, if I didn't like something, or something gets better or worse, etc. And so, yeah, I'm playing it correctly. I don't have that money. I don't have any money, so I just can't be afforded to do that right now. But those are, I guess, a lot of my experiences. If I had to take anything away from all that, it'd be that when I was playing, I got a bunch of really fun memories of crazy events that happened that I thought were totally cool and just blew me away in my expectations and made me just love the game more. I got used to dealing with negative players, people who threw tantrums or just rage quit, or just oh, I don't, that's not how the rules are written. It's like, all right, let's go look at the rules, and then like, oh, they just throw a fit. And it's just, you get used to that, see some awesome experiences. You're gonna get the shit beat out of you in the game, and you're gonna eventually pound some other people into the dirt. And the fifth chaos god of Nuffle, the greatest of chaos gods, the god of dice. The dice go where they pleases, to quote Mundo from League of Legends. You never know how it's gonna happen. Like, at one point, one of the lowest tournament playable lists at one point in ninth, but still possible, was like 200 to 300 conscripts. It was just conscript spam. It's hilarious. You just run a shit ton of fucking conscripts. I think it was 180 conscripts because it was 630s. Yeah, so 180 conscripts, and they just had it happen to the Emperor, and they could just kill knights because they just have so much shooting that eventually enough will translate into mortals. What is that nonsense? Or auto wounds, sorry. Like, ugh. Yeah, so I definitely enjoy it. I don't like, hot take, I actually don't like what a lot of 10th is doing, because it feels like they're taking away a lot of what makes factions like their own thing, own individuality. And with the initial launch of their detachments, and they're going to release more over time, I feel like that's an indirect way of trying to milk more money versus just telling us what each of them are on launch. Because they know they're just gonna be some that are just too big of a difference from others, and they just don't want to fix all that right now. And even then, there's like major problems on launch for 10th so far that I just need fixes in FAQ. So once all that stuff gets FAQ'd, I'll start uploading my 10th content, and it'll basically just be my Warhammer app lists along with a visual showcasing of the armies. Boy, I'm not going to have them like I currently do for 9th, because it's just not capable or reasonable to have all their information pre-done, scribed up for playability. But yeah, I definitely will play some more. I just don't know, since I am a TTS player, when I'll be able to play 10th reasonably. But with that said, if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. I'll upload more over time. Playing some more, recently just Mechabellum or Lol ARAM, or doing some other things. I'm hyped for Cringe a bit, I know, for Arc ASA when it comes out. I might simp for that, which is going to be a bit sad, but I really want to play it. Besides that, I haven't been doing much gaming because I've been busy with work and dealing with like life drama. But yeah, take care and game on, gamers. Later. Bye.